whispering video, except you're not going to see an audible whispering. This is going to be the facts that I actually used to do the inaudible whispering, and I felt they were more interesting. And you're just going to hear some whispers of the facts, and maybe go a little bit longer than the actual other video did. I just love the facts, and I know that another ASMR artist actually did a video like this recently, so I do apologize. I am not copying. I just actually love reading facts, and I actually have an oh my god fact calendar at my desk at work, and let's get started. So instead of actually saying it as an inaudible whisper where you're not understanding most of the content, I'm going to go ahead and read off some facts. And before I do, don't forget to subscribe, like the video before you fall asleep, and comment. I want to hear from you. What facts am I stating are just so strange or weird for you? And if you're coming from the inaudible video, I mentioned something about a duck face. Guilty as charged. And I've done it, right? So, let's get started. So this is the random facts video. Random facts. So, and hopefully I can actually read it, because the contacts are just interesting to wear. So, let's get started. So, Charles Darwin's personal pet tortoise didn't die until recently. Okay, technically she wasn't his pet, but after his tour of the Galapagos Islands, Charles Darwin brought back a 5-year-old tortoise he named Harriet. She outlived her adopter by 124 years. Wow, I thought I was old. Ultimately making it to a whopping 176 years old. Harriet lived out her final years as part of the family of the Steve crocodile hunter Irwin in Australia. That's interesting. Until she passed away in 2006. And for fascinating info straight from the animal kingdom, don't miss the 50 most amazing animal facts. You know, I didn't realize that was something that you'd have to click on. Maybe I'll include the actual URL for you to click on for more facts. This one is disturbing, and maybe not that disturbing, but the second fact is a bothersome thing for those stuck in traffic, and I think we can all relate if you currently drive in a city, and this is the average person will spend 6 months of their life waiting for red lights to turn green. There's a stoplight in my city that if you're not sitting in the right exact spot, you go a little too far, a little too less, you can be stuck there for multiple stoplights, and it'll never know you're there. And sometimes you just have to take a right on a red and just get out, and you're not going to cross the traffic. So basically, driving can be a fun and liberating activity until you get stuck at a red light. The National Association of City of Transportation officials say that the average time spent waiting at a red light is 75 seconds. Wow. Accounting for approximately 20% of all the driving time that we do, which, by the way, is very wasteful on gas. That's a whole lot of time doing nothing, and just another reason to switch to public transportation. Now, that's great and all, but if you live in an area with a lot of public transportation, that's kind of hard. So, but it is a good thought. Fact number 3 is a bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. That's a lot of carbs. If you consider that each bolt of lightning contains more than 5 billion joules of energy, then the average 1,000 watt 2-slicer toaster could be powered for 84,000 minutes with just one strike. That's just enough time to toast about 100,000 slices of breads, bagels, English muffins. Let me go inaudible now. Whatever you prefer. So, and the next one, something I've never heard before, the term And it is that cherophobia is the word of irrational fear of being happy. No, it's not the fear of share. Whoa. If I could turn back time. Anybody watch Will and Grace? Look at that one. Where he thought that Cher was not Cher. And he competed with Cher for the turn back time. It's not as fun when you whisper it, but it's hilarious. It comes from the Greek word chero, which means to rejoice. People who suffer from cherophobia are often afraid, cripplingly so, of doing anything that might lead to happiness, which is actually quite sad. This includes doing fun activities and rejecting opportunities that may lead to positive outcomes. The form of anxiety disorder should be treated with medicine much stronger than laughter, love, and therapy. That poor son of a... I'm not finishing that. Our fifth fact is you can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from 2 miles away. Holy, holy, holy. Okay. The blue whale is the largest animal on the planet, weighing up to 150 tons and measuring up to 90 feet long. Naturally, an animal this massive would have an equally massive heart. Roughly the size of a small car, the blue whale's heart weighs about 1,300 pounds. To move blood through its massive body and huge arteries, its heart beats so powerfully you can hear it from 2 miles away. You just might miss it though, as its heart only beats 8 to 10 times per minute. You know, I'm hoping that prevents a heart attack. Only beating that often. I imagine a heart attack for a whale is like an earthquake. Commentary is free, by the way. And this is the one I remember from the other video, but I still thought it was interesting. Nearly 30,000 rubber ducks were lost at sea in 1992 and are still being discovered today. It's a lot of rubber duckies. Over 25 years ago, a cargo ship traveling from Hong Kong to the United States accidentally lost a shipping crate in the Pacific Ocean. Inside that crate were 28,000 rubber ducks unwittingly about to embark as many long journeys across the globe. As rubber ducks continue to pop up on shores around the world from Australia to Alaska, they've enlightened our understanding of ocean currents. Some have made it all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, while others have been found frozen in Arctic ice. That's one crate. One crate. Still affecting us today. Fact number 7 is there's a Manhattan-specific ant. Are they talking about Manhattan Island? They are. So on Broadway medians between 63rd and 76th Street, only that far really, biologists discovered a new species of ants. They named it Manhattan, naturally. That's pretty quick. Maybe they live in specific buildings. So, number 8, the inventor of the Frisbee was turned into a Frisbee after he died. Odd. Steady Ed Hedrick invented the Frisbee in the 1950s, then went on to invent the sport of disc golf in the 1970s. Is that Frisbee golf? He lived for Frisbee, his wife said of the inventor of the classic American toy. When he died in 2002, his final wish was to have his ashes turned into what else but a Frisbee. His son said it was his father's dream that they'd play with him after death, and that he might even accidentally end up on someone's roof. You know, that's probably better than playing with cremated ashes. Less messy, right? Now this one I thought was weird. Fact number 9, there's a bridge exclusively for squirrels. You know, squirrels are just so a nuisance, but they're cute. They like to get into the bird feeder outside. But enough of that. The fact says to provide safe passage to squirrels attempting to cross the N44 motorway in the Netherlands, officials built a rodent-only bridge. While it may have been a kind-hearted gesture, it might not have been the most economically sensible one, costing 120,000 euros. Over a 2-year span, the bridge was used just by 5 squirrels. Okay. In 2014, 3 squirrels, and in 2015, 2 squirrels were spotted on the bridge. You know, I'm guessing they probably missed a lot more than that, or maybe they have a camera. How do they know it wasn't used by more than 5 squirrels? Yeah. Okay. Subway footlongs aren't a foot long. You know, I haven't ate at Subway in years. Too many carbs. When confronted about this fact, the sandwich chain explained that with regards to the size of the bread and calling it a footlong, Subway footlong is a registered trademark as a descriptive name for the sub sold in Subway. Restaurants are not intended to be a measurement of length. Deceptive practice and misleading. Call it whatever you want. But there's healthier food out there, right? Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Marie Curie's notebooks are still radioactive. Yeah, well, if it's radioactive, it probably is forever. So the mother of modern physics was known for her work with radioactive materials and the discovery of elements like polonium and radium. Unfortunately, her research took a hefty toll on her health, leading to aplastic anemia, which caused her death. The exposure to radioactivity didn't just affect her, it also affected most of her belongings, including her clothes, furniture, and books. Now, more than a century later, her notebooks have to be stored in a lead box. They are still radioactive and will be for another 1,500 years. God, I'll be old at that time. So, this one I thought was strange, but it makes sense. We're all addicted to Facebook. Maybe not everybody, but if you are not, congratulations. You probably deserve an award. So 1 in 3 divorce filings include the word Facebook. People actually use that in there. Okay, whatever. That was the case in 2011, according to the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, though the number has likely risen since. Yeah. Constantly on Facebook, right? We've had instances where they pull up Facebook in the course of a deposition. Divorce lawyer Marion Rosen told ABC News, once it's out there for the world, it's very difficult to erase from the past. That's true. Whatever you post on Facebook, even if you delete it, it's never really deleted, so make sure you do not post what you want to be, not want to be seen. There are going to be trails that can be followed. And there's an article below where you can see 20 secrets your divorce lawyers won't tell you, and most of it's most likely is you're probably going to pay them a lot of money. Yeah. So, fact number 13 was blood banks in Sweden notify donors when blood is used. Okay. Do they do this for organ transplants as well? Just blood. Okay. Blood donors received a text message when their blood is withdrawn. We get a lot of visibility in social media and traditional media thanks to the text messaging. But above all, we believe it makes our donors come back to us and donate again. I believe that it's very rewarding to actually know that when you donate something, that it's being put to good use. I have faith, at least in the blood donating process, at least. Not so much the political space. Instead of saying cheese, before taking a picture, Victorians said prunes. See, this is where I mentioned in the Inaudible video about duck face. Okay, so we say cheese because the word leaves us with a big smile on our faces, but if Victorian area folk were to see our gleeful expressions, they'd scoff. Rude. Once upon a time, smiling in photos was considered undignified. dignified and reserved for the poor and the drunk. Okay. To retain a more serious look in their photos, they would say prunes. Prunes. Yeah, that's duck face. A word so dull, the chances of it inciting a smile were slim to none. Cheese. Prunes. 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 Yeah, that's duck face. So now you know why I mentioned duck face. Seriously. A smile is very infectious and contagious in a good way. So, sorry Victorians, you had arsenic on your walls for the green, and they didn't like smiles. That's a fact that is not included on the list. So, this was the what the moment, and that was that roosters have built-in earplugs. Unfair. Okay, so considering how a rooster's call can get up to 140 decibels or louder, it might leave one to wonder how the rooster himself keeps from going deaf when that noise is coming right out of his beak. It turns out the farm fowl had built-in earplugs. Researchers found that when a rooster opens its beak to crow, its external auditory canals close off, preventing sound from coming in and serving as earplugs. Rude. Rude, rude. You know, I lived out in the country and I didn't live on a farm. Luckily, I have heard of rooster in the small town I was in with the school nearby, and it is what it is. So that is going to be it for this. There are more facts out there, but I want to leave it to be the same facts that I use for the inaudible whispering. Some of them are the, oh my god, what the? But they're interesting and they keep you thinking, and the more you know, the more sharp your brain will be. You want to see more of this video of, oh my god, facts, or just facts in general that maybe you haven't heard or have heard but love to be repeated in whisper ASMR,